When you make a cut, Hi everyone and welcome to this new video in which I will continue to share my knowledge with you, and in this particular episode I will show you some drills using the metal baton or the stick, and also how to make a transition between the metal baton and a knife. Of course, all of these apply to the combat mindset that we find in tactical combat system. I want to start first by reminding you the main elements that we have in tactical combat system, the system that I am teaching. And of course the first one is awareness, being able to identify in time potential threats. The second one is being able to deploy fast your weapon. Doesn't matter that it's a fire weapon, that is a blade or a stick, metal baton. That is a very important element, and it's not enough only to train yourself to be able to deploy your blade fast in a normal, relaxed environment. Again, I repeat, you must begin to apply in your training stress and pressure factors so you can increase your chances of being able to put in time that weapon in the fight. Then the third element that is coming together with the fourth is striking fast, striking precise, and the last one, but of course all they are together, it's movement. Fixed target, it's a dead target. So we must understand that our main goal is being able to move and in the same time deploy our blade striking. Movement is very important. If we remain in the X zone, in the danger zone, doesn't matter how fast you are still remaining in that dangerous area. And if your strikes, if your blade is not reaching a shock zone that is incapacitating or stopping immediately your aggressor, also he will do his techniques. By you standing in the same position, you increase the chances that you receive a deadly blow. So our goal is to move and deploy our blade, our weapon, striking and being in a safer place. So in this particular episode I will talk about metal batons, and of course I have here two sticks. These are my training sticks that they are simulating the dimensions of my metal batons. I have two metal batons, one for close distance and one for more bigger distance. But today I will not teach you about deployment, how we can deploy fast our metal baton, because I want to underline the weak point of this kind of impact weapon is that it's taking too much time to deploy it. And I will teach you in other episodes that I will make particularly for this topic how to deploy it fast. In today's episode I will show you the combination between movement and using our impact weapon, and also how we can make different kind of transitions from an impact weapon like the metal baton to our blade. So I want to start first by showing you some drills with the blade. I was teaching you this kind of drills also in my past videos, only to make you understand that some drills that we are working with the blade can be applied also to an impact weapon or other kind of weapons, because our main goal is to not put our brain to learn different kind of complex movements, techniques for different kind of weapons. So we try to identify that particular techniques that we can apply for different kind of weapons. And one of the techniques, only to make you understand, to make a parallel between using the blade and the metal baton. It was deploying my blade. Of course, in today's episode I will not make with the deployment of the metal baton. I want to make a special episode only for that topic. But the technique after I'm deploying my blade, it was, for example, striking a shock zone, and in the particular case of a blade can be the eyes, can be the trachea. So I create that shock. Then in the moment in which I am striking, I am also moving my body. I am trying to evade or to go from that danger zone, and in the same moment in which I am moving, I am accessing, if I can, other kind of points, vital points, like for example the heart on the left side between the ribs, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6 ribs, intercostal space. I can access, entering with my blade between and penetrate that heart, or continuing my movement and of course twisting and accessing the kidneys. And the technique much faster, without other points, only striking directly to my target. It was going to the trachea, deploying my blade, being with the hands near me so I can deploy my blade and then immediately evade from that place. I am going in diagonal. My main goal is to move from the place. If I'm only making this and remaining on the place and I miss my target, or he's making a movement in which, I don't know, I'm not reaching anymore the trachea, that is a shock zone, and I'm hitting the shoulder or something else, then I'm still in the danger zone. He can use his weapon, he can make retention on my hand, and so on, many things. But my main goal is to strike, but in the same time go from there. I'm moving my body, I want to evade. If I have the possibility, this technique, it was having effect when I was striking the trachea, penetrating the trachea. It's a shock zone. The reaction of the body, he's going with the hands, blocking himself in that position for a fraction of a second, and I am moving. Then if it's permitting me this strike, then of course from this position, controlling and protecting my left side, not being with the hand up, I am passing. And because of his reaction, because normally natural when you penetrate, also when you hit, but especially if you penetrate with the blade, the normal body reaction, it will be to bring the hands up. The left side, it will remain free. So basically I'm striking towards the trachea, and when I'm moving my body and reaching in this position, I can also enter between the ribs, accessing the intercostal space and strike that hard. So here I'm striking, twisting my body, going from there. Of course that I can come also behind, so here I can, if I have a confined space, I can close the distance, pushing, using the wall behind this, the aggressor, closing my distance, and also striking towards the kidney. So the main idea in tactical combat system is remaining the same, striking my target, but in the same moment, in the same time, I want to move from here, from the X, striking, moving. I can access also the kidneys or other particular zone. My idea is not to stay there to fight with the blade, but use this tool to create the time and the distance to evade. So if we replace now the weapon, I don't have anymore the knife, I have the stick or the metal baton, simulating the metal baton. Then the characteristics are changing. In the case of a knife, I have the pointed tip with which I can penetrate the body, stab. I have the sharp edge that I can cut with it. In the case of the stick or metal baton, I have the efficiency of the weapon stands in the idea of striking, putting force in your movement, and the impact between the weapon and the target. Also, the ranges are changing, and this is a good advantage for the impact weapon. The knife, I need close distance to operate it. At the stick or metal baton, I have much bigger range. The differences, of course, are standing also in the efficiency. A knife, it's a deadly tool. Metal baton can be also if you are striking with a lot of power in a particular area, but the percentage of being able to do that are not so high. So now we have the range of using our tool, our weapon. And if we are understanding and trying to identify again the elements that I'm talking about, we have fast deployment, but I will not discuss this today, again I repeat, in the next episodes. We have striking fast, striking precise, movement. So what I want to show you, the technique that I was doing with a knife, of course we can apply it also with an impact weapon. The main idea now is to identify again the shock strikes. So in the case of a knife, the shock strikes were the eye, were the trachea, heart, kidneys. But why? Because you can penetrate with it. An impact weapon you cannot penetrate, it's only created to put force and have impact on the target's body. Where I can strike, what are the particular areas that I can create shock? And here I will discuss today about two of them. One, of course, it's again the trachea. I can be in a normal position, go with my stick on the trachea, striking in that particular area. A metal baton coming on the trachea, it will create the same idea, the same damage. Another thing, of course, is going with my metal baton on the nose, on the face, striking that nose, hitting that particular area. It will incapacitate my target, no, but it will create that shock, moment shock that I need in such a way that I create the space and the distance so I can come with a more dangerous, more deadly strike. So basically what I am doing, in the case of a knife, I was striking the trachea, moving in the same time my body, twisting, striking the heart or striking at the level of the kidneys. Here, of course, I can do the same thing. I'm choosing to go, for example, for the nose, for the face. My strike is not involving large movements. If I try to make this kind of things, like stick up, making this kind of movements, large movements, in a situation in which I must operate very fast, it will take a lot of time. So the strike must be explosive, using shoulder, locking from the elbow, wrist, and of course striking with my stick. So easy the technique it will be, striking from a normal position, I'm going towards the face, striking on the base of the nose, on the nose. But in the same time, when I'm doing this movement, again I am moving. I'm creating that distance, I'm not remaining in the danger zone. If I'm standing here, I'm striking, but my strike, I'm missing how I was talking at the knife, and now my target is closing more the distance, my weapon, it will not have the same efficiency, can have retention of the weapon, can deploy a blade or maybe stab me already with the blade that he has. So the main goal is being able to strike and to move my body. But how we are moving? In the case of the knife, because when we have the knife, it doesn't have so big range, I am striking from here, striking for example the trachea, going towards the trachea and moving. So when I'm making this and I'm moving, I must still remain close to my target so I can reach the second strike or to the kidneys if I am twisting a little bit my body. If I am going too much, I cannot access my target anymore. Of course, I can choose only to make this and move, only striking and moving, but if I want to come with another strike, I must be close. In the case of the stick or the metal baton, I have the range. So basically imagine that I put here the stick and now look if I'm twisting. All this is the range in which I can reach my target. So it's a bigger range. And still here, even if I am more back, still I can hit my target from here if I am twisting my shoulder and putting all my body inside. So now I'm not coming any more close because I have the range of the weapon. If I want to go to exit, to evade from this X zone, I am striking, coming in a angle, in the dead angle, in such a way that when I'm arriving here, I'm only twisting my body and striking on the head. When I'm striking on the head, very important, if you are striking with the metal baton, with a stick, with an impact weapon, on the forehead, for example, this is a hard part of the skull. It will produce damage, of course. It will be a shock, yeah, of course can be. But it will not incapacitate him, it will not stop him immediately from his actions. So if you want the biggest damage that you can create, you have two variants. One is on the lateral, on the temporal bone, yeah, of the skull, and the best one is on the back, in the back of the skull. Also, when you are fighting on the street and somebody is punching another guy, is giving a sucker punch and is falling, the danger is that that guy, and many they were dying because it was falling with the head, with the back of the head on the concrete. So that portion of the brain, it's more suitable for hitting and to create more damage. So basically what I am doing is striking on the face, on the nose. This is only to create that first shock that is permitting me to evade in this position and come to another strike. So from this position I'm striking and coming in this position, having the range, and only now twisting my body, not making big movements like this, taking my weapon here, twisting like this, too long time, too much movements. I am striking also when I'm striking using shoulder, using elbow, wrist, very fast, explosive towards my target. In the same time when I'm making this, I'm moving, boom. When I am arriving in the right position, when I want to evade, from this position I only raise my weapon, not much, only in the right position, and then from the body I have two possibilities, coming on the lateral, or when I'm moving, coming from the back. These are the two main spots that I recommend to hit, and they will have more effect and will create more damage than come only on the forehead with it. Very important also to understand that I'm not making this one and I'm coming in this position and from here I'm striking. It's possible, yes, of course, I can strike from here. But what is happening? If I'm not continuing my evasion, of course, this when you have the luxury of space, when you can create space. We'll discuss also about the confined spaces. So if I have the luxury of space, if I make only this, coming here in a diagonal position and want to strike from here, what is happening? If this is missing from various kind of factors, maybe he's also fast, maybe he was raising his hand, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's under the influence of different kind of substances, drugs, and when you are giving, you are not having the precision of the strike, you are hitting the forehead or something else, and you are missing. And you are arriving in a place in which you can strike on the lateral, but that particular strike, it was not having effect. So for him, it's very easy to twist his body, stab you or grab you or punch or do other kind of things. This is the reason why what I am teaching, it's a continuous movement. I am striking and in the same time I am moving, and I'm not staying here, I'm stopping here only to show you how it's coming the strike. But normally I am continuing and come with a strike on the lateral. So if I make it faster, I'm here in the lateral part. If I go on the back, I'm here. So it's a continuous movement. So I arrive in a position here in which it's very hard for him. He must twist his body to come back, to be face to face with me, and even in this position I can reload again my weapon and strike. So very simple idea is the same when we are using the blade, I have the same concept. I am here striking, moving from there, striking on the kidneys or heart, continuing my movement. Here is the same concept, only that I have the idea of distance. So I'm here striking, I am arriving, I have more distance, twisting my body, continuing the strike, hitting my target. Lateral temporal bone or back of the head. I'm here striking, striking back. It's very important to understand that I have the range and I must evade. It's not 1, 2, it's 1 coming, twisting my body, 2. And of course that from here, if I want to continue, I can make multiple strikes. So easy striking, I'm striking directly base of the nose with the metal baton, but in the same time I am moving my body. So this is the shock strike, the metal baton is striking, hitting on the face, nose, creating that shock that is permitting me to go in diagonal, make an evasion, but also charging the other strike that is more deadly, more efficient to incapacitate my target. So from here I come on the lateral temporal bone or continuing my movement and coming from the back on his skull, on the back of the skull. Here, simple, going. What I can do from here, if I am arriving in this position and immediately twisting, so I was having 1, moving my body, 2, if now again is twisting towards me, of course I can come with another strike. Imagine that if you have a metal baton and that metal baton is striking on the base of the nose, on the face, but especially this strike that is coming on behind, on the lateral, your target, it will be incapacitated. So I am here, I have the distance, I am striking, moving my body and going immediately with the other strike. I want very good to look at my body, how I'm moving. So I have 1 and immediately my body is moving and I'm coming with all the force striking it. So if I'm choosing to not make this movement, I will not have the right amount of force to deliver a strike that can incapacitate him. But what is happening if I have a big range metal baton and I am in a confined space? If I am in a confined space where I have a lot of furniture around me or objects that can incommodate, it can be an obstacle in my techniques, then it will be very hard to use a big range impact weapon. This is the reason why I have also, in the next episode when we discuss about deployments, I will show you, I have also a small metal baton. It has this dimension. So this I can use it for confined spaces. So still it has range bigger than my ADC knife, for example. I can still be in different positions and this is my range to hit my target, but still I have a lot of impact power. Yeah, so this is also very dangerous if you are striking the right places. And of course that this technique that we were doing earlier, we can apply also with this weapon that has this length. It's not anymore, I don't have the same range, I must close a little bit to be more close to my target, but still I can incapacitate, create damage with this tool. So basically if I'm making this strike, is the same idea. Using all the time my shoulder, my elbow, the wrist to have explosion in my movement. I am not making this in the back or this and striking. These are telegraph your movements. It can be very easy seen and can be very easy blocked or avoid. So from the position in which I am standing, I am coming very fast, striking on the base of the nose directly, using my shoulder, elbow and wrist. The same it was with the knife. If I have the knife, I am having the same movement. Boom. So I'm using this movement to strike with the blade or to strike with the metal baton. So for the same position, I'm here striking. And what I'm doing? I'm applying the same technique. I'm striking and then of course I'm moving. It's in the same time. I'm here. I am already trying to evade. If it's a confined space, of course I cannot create so much space to run away or to go, 2-3 meters away. But still, I can come in a position that is permitting me to strike with the next technique, like in the drill that I was showing you before. So from here I have one coming this position, and here is very important to understand that the small impact weapon, you need to use your body. If you are not using your body, you don't have power in your strike. When you talk about a knife, doesn't matter what type of body movement you are putting. If you are twisting your hips, if you are twisting your body, because the knife doesn't need power. Sharp, pointed, only a little bit of explosion, a little bit of power, not so much, and it's entering and penetrating different kind of tissues. But here I have an impact weapon, and for this to be efficient, I need power. The force that I put to strike, the speed, the acceleration is transforming this when it's impacting, it will have impact, when it will have impact with my target, this it will transform in a powerful strike that will incapacitate him. So I have one moving my body. Of course, I'm not so I'm not at so much big distance anymore. I'm more closer, and from here I am twisting my body, striking, coming also behind. 1, 2. I'm again behind. I can again come with another one if I want. I'm here, direct strike, very fast, explosive. 1, coming in the right position. Continuing my movement, I stop here only to show you, continue my movement from the body, coming on the head. Again I repeat, metal baton on the temporal bone, lateral or back of the skull. Forehead is very strong, it's not so easy to create, to incapacitate the target. So from here, striking, going lateral, and I'm already in a position in which my target, it's needing time to twist, it's needing a lot of motion, and I can charge again the next attack. So if we come back to our discussion with the knife and with the blade, every time we try to strike shock zones, trachea, eyes, kidneys, heart. If our weapon is changing in an impact weapon like the metal baton, we try to find the same zones that they are producing a lot of damage and can incapacitate. And one of them is what I was showing you today, back of the skull. To access that in a normal condition is very hard because my target is facing me. But by using the first strike with the metal baton, striking on the base of the nose, it will have a reaction. My target, it will be for that fraction of a second incapacitated, and it's permitting me to move my body and to arrive in the position to give the more dangerous strike to the back of the skull or to the temporal bone. So from a natural position, close distance, striking, going lateral, over. So guys, what I'm doing here, a very easy technique to conceal your metal baton. Of course, that if you have a metal baton, you must extend it first. But if you are making this already, or if you are having a normal metal bar like this, for example, you can put it very easy on your arm. I have a shirt, I can walk, I can make different kind of movements, I can make different kind of activities, and when the time is coming, I can drag attention depending on the situation. I only show a scenario, of course, that reality is something else, and depending on the situation in which you are, it can work or no, but only like an idea to understand that you can conceal and use your weapon. So you can check yourself, for example, for what he wants, money or something, and suddenly you, from the normal concept of taking it under and catch it, I'm with the fingers open, so I'm not dragging attention. Suddenly I'm going with the hand, dragging him the attention from there, and I let my tool fall down. So now I can use it to strike and to move or to evade. So it's not a complex thing. There are many methods in which you can make this kind of things. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoy the content. I will come with other materials regarding this topic, and the next episode it will be about how to deploy fast our metal baton. Stay safe and train hard, of course. Until next time.